Hello, my name is Jonathan Sargent. I'm from Compaid, a charity in Paddock Wood which helps vulnerable people to access IT equipment and programs. And this is a video to help you to download, install and use Zoom for the first time. This video is for you if you want to use Zoom on a computer, which is to say a proper computer with a keyboard and everything. If you want to do it on a tablet or a smartphone, which includes iPads and iPhones, then there are separate videos for those. If you are doing it on an Apple computer, there is a separate video for that as well because the process is so different. Any other computer, which is to say Hewlett Packard, Dell, Lenovo, Acer, ZooStorm, Asus, all those other ones, this is the right video. We're going to be using Windows in this video, which is almost certainly what you've got. There is a slight chance you're running another operating system called Linux. If you are, the process is so similar that we haven't made a separate video. You should just be able to follow this video and it should work for you. So we're going to start with the normal starting place for the Zoom journey, which is an email you've probably received inviting you to a Zoom meeting. So here's an invitation. Somebody's invited me to a Zoom meeting. Now the important thing is this line of gibberish here, which is called the web address or URL. So I'm just going to click on that, and that's how we start. And then what comes up is my browser, which is to say your browser might be Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome, Firefox. This particular one I'm using now is called Opera. Now a window might come up like this. Just click somewhere else to get rid of it, or you might have one which has popped up here where you need to click OK. Doesn't matter, just get rid of it is the main thing. And then find down here where it says download and run Zoom. So I'm going to click on that. And then this window may turn up, it may not turn up. If it doesn't, don't worry. If it does, just click Save. And then a thing should pop up. It will pop up at the top right here. If you're using Firefox, Opera, or kind of most browsers really, it will appear down at the bottom left if you're using Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. So you can double click this, or if you make a mistake, accidentally click somewhere else and it disappears, never fear. Just click on this little blob here which says downloads. It may not look exactly like this, but if you can't find it, just put your mouse over individual ones until you find the one which says downloads. There we are. So let's click on that, and there it is at the top. And you can tell it's the right one because it says Zoom, and it has this picture of an old-fashioned sort of cine camera thing on a blue background. So I'm going to double click on that. And now it's installing. It's quite quick. It always gets a little bit stuck at 90%. Don't know why really, but then it carries on if you just wait for it. And once it's finished, you wait a little bit longer and another window should appear. However, it doesn't always. So we're going to pretend that hasn't appeared. What do you do if you're just waiting for that to happen and it hasn't appeared? You can go back to your emails and click on that link again, or you can go to where it says if you have Zoom client installed, a launch meeting. So I'm going to click on that. And there it is. There may also have been a box up here where it says, gives you a choice of allow or deny. In that case, you want to say allow. Right, now here is where you can put your name on. I suggest, under most circumstances, just using your first name, unless you've got a particular reason why you want people to see your surname. So I'll put in Sid, why not? I'm going to have a pseudonym today. And if you untick this box, then people using the computer in future will be able to put in different names. So if you're going to share it with your family, that might be a nice thing to do. So I'll click Join Meeting. And this is where you can just adjust the screen and adjust your hair, maybe touch up your lipstick and that kind of thing. Make sure you're looking nice. There is more to say about this stage, but I'll leave that for later in this video. For the moment, I'll click on Join with Video. You can, of course, click on Join without video, but then no one will be able to see you. And if everyone does that, it just becomes a bit like a big telephone call, which maybe defeats the point of the thing. So Join with Video. And then we have this window, which says that the person who organised the Zoom meeting has had something pop up on their computer saying that you're waiting to get in. Now, if they've nipped off to make a cup of tea or something, you could be waiting a couple of minutes, so don't worry. Just let it go, and then in the end, hopefully they will let you in, and your screen will start looking like this. And then I'm going to click Join with Computer Audio, and there we are. So this is what the Zoom page looks like. There's one big picture of whoever happened to be talking at the moment when you came in. This is Valerie. And if you watch it for a long time, whenever a new person starts talking, the big picture changes, which can be quite confusing. So I recommend that you try clicking at the top right where it says Gallery View, and then everyone gets an equally sized box, and it can be a bit easier to follow. If you don't like it, you click on Speaker View again, and it goes back to how it was. But I'm going to put it back to Gallery View. Now, the other buttons which you might want to use are down here. We have Mute, which is if you want to stop people hearing you, and that can be handy because otherwise every little noise that happens around you gets picked up, including perhaps someone coming up behind you going, "Do you want a cup of tea?" which you might not want to share with the crowd of people. And stop video if there's something you don't want people to see, and in that case just your name will pop up like that. Oops, there we are. So it just says Sid and no one can see what you're doing. These buttons here I would encourage you just to ignore for the time being. The other important one is Leave here, and you can use this to get out of a meeting. You click Leave once and then it says, "Are you sure?" And if you want to leave, you click on Leave Meeting there. Something you may want to bear in mind when you're using Zoom is what's on the wall behind you, or what can be seen behind you, and whether there's anything there that you don't want other people to see. For example, if you've got a dozen Rembrandts in a Vermeer hanging on the walls or something that you don't want everyone to know about, or if there's possibly going to be something happening behind you which you don't want every... Yeah, thank you. Goodbye. Yeah, well, that's an example. So you might want to think first of all about choosing your place in the room to sit carefully. If you have a reasonably new and high-powered computer, you do have an alternative, which I think is quite good fun. If you go down to the bottom left-hand corner where it says Stop Video and click on the little upward pointing arrow, choose Virtual Background. Click on that. And you should have some choices already, though. I've put these in myself, but you should have some different choices there already. And you can, rather than being in your front room, you could be in a Norwegian fjord or somewhere quite hot. Or if you like that idea, but it's too hot for you, how about Margate? Or if you don't want to be anywhere exotic like that, there are some available which just look very, very dull, like this. So this can be handy. As I say, most computers can't do it. So in that case, you'll just want to be careful about where you sit if you're worried about this kind of thing.